Hi, hello, namaste. This is Jyothi. Welcome back to our channel, Balaji English Language Learners. Today I am with reading C of Unit 3. What is my name? What is my name is the name of the lesson here. So here I'll just tell you the summary as I told you before. After that we'll see the comprehension part here. Okay. All right. So when you go on with the summary part here, this is a story of Sharada. You can see Sharada on the picture here. Sharada, before she got married, actually she was a well-educated, cultured young woman. She was intelligent, capable, quick-witted. So I'll just write it on the screen so that it will be very easy for you to remember. Before getting marriage, do remember before getting marriage, she was well-educated, cultured, intelligent, also she is capable of doing the things in an easy way. She's also quick-witted. She's also quick-witted. So when you observe here, she is having a very good sense of humor too. So nice jokes she used to crack on the things, like friends will be there, right? As you do right now when the teacher is explaining the lesson too. All right. She is having a good sense of humor too. She used to stand first in class. In her class, she was the first person. That means she is very intelligent, I said before itself. She was good at music and dance. She used to paint good pictures too. Now, falling to her beauty and intelligence and attracted by the dowry her father offered, a young man married her. The young man is there, back of that lady there. Later, he showed his house and told her that it was her house after the marriage. Immediately, she began to swab, clean the floors, decorated the floor with rangoli designs, as you can see here in the picture itself, right? Can you see? All right, see. Decorated with rangoli designs. On seeing this, her husband praised that she was dexterous at swabbing the floor. That means she is perfect in swabbing, on cleaning the floor. Overjoyed now with his applause. That means she is very much happy with the praise or the praising thing which was given by her husband. What did she do? She began with to live her life completely, took her swabbing as a mission there, particularly swabbing, 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 cleaning, 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 scrubbing, scrubbing, scrubbing. Thus, her life went on scrubbing the house spotlessly and decorated the house with multicolored designs. In her scrubbing zeal, what did she do? Interest here. Zeal is nothing but the interest. She had forgotten her name. She forgotten her name. One day she tried to recollect what her name was, but she could not. She began restless. She asked her maidservant, her neighbors, husband, and her children about her name. But nobody remembered here, right here, if you observe. Right? Nobody remembered. But all what they said, they told the name by which they used to call her. Because their relation is like that, right? So her husband laughed and did not take it seriously also at that particular time. Finally, what did the housewife do? Finally, the housewife decided to go to her parents' house and look for her name in her certificates. But her certificates were kept where on attic. అంటే పైన అటక మీద పెట్టామంటాం కదా, that is attic. Meanwhile, what did she do? She met her classmate. She called the housewife by her name, Sharada. What did she say? By her name, she called as Sharada. At once, Sharada felt like a person. Now she observed, yes, my name is Sharada. She recollected everything. Because our name gives us our special or so-called the personal identity, right? And self-respect also. Our name is our own, unique to us. See, our name is ours only. It's our own. It is unique, nothing to be shared with. Here, the author wants to tell that every woman has her own responsibility in building the nation. Women should be given equal rights with men. Men, I agree. But women should not be confined, should not be restricted to the four walls. Yes, they should not be confined or restricted to the four walls of the house. She should be let free. She can reach the heights of the sky. She can ascend. That means she can go on with the pinnacles of any success and thus she can make our nation greater and stronger. So here, when you observe the complete lesson here, as I told you, so mother, she's a mother also, right? So what the children, when she asked, what is my name, my dear children, they said, your name is Amma. See here, you can see Amma. Though when everybody, she went to everybody, she even asked the things, what is my name, what is my name, and what is my name. So at last, if you observe, you can see this paragraph. Sharada, who had always cared so much for discipline, keeping an eye on every corner, checking if there was dust, making sure things were properly arranged, each in correct and respective order. Now, what she is doing, she sat on a sofa. She is not even dusted for 2 days also, but still, she sat there showing the children an album of her paintings she used to do. She had brought everything from her house. See, you can see here, observe the first Sharda and this Sharda is completely changed. So now who is the author here? P. Satyavati is the author here. So P. Satyavati is that author where she tells that she focuses on the feminism. That means she can social issues related to the women. So whatever she says, see, you can see here, she also published this, what is my name, originally as Illakagane Panduga Kadu. Pandugauna Kadu Kada. So Illalakagane Pandugauna Anedi. She have written it in Telugu in 1990. This was translated almost in all the languages, because actually we sometimes feel like, how does she forget her name? This is wrong. Something that wantonly doing everything like that, you may think, but still it's not like that. She actually forgot her name in doing her works, household works, because nobody used to call her with her own name. They used to call with something else, like husband used to call Emoy, Gimoy, like that. Then if you see, children used to call Amma. Somebody else from outside, they used to call so and so person's uh, wife, or so and so person's daughter-in-law. Like this, they'll be having different names. With the name specifically, they did not call this Sharada. That is the thing she wanted to mention. So let us go on with the comprehension part. Then you will understand very clearly. So what made Mrs. Murthy so restless to know her name? So if you see in her scrubbing zeal, as I told you, in her interest in scrubbing, she had forgotten her name. At once, what did she do? She felt she had lost her own identity. She had lost her self-respect. That made her so restless to know about her name. So what is the second question here? See the second question. Right. How did Mrs. Murthy's husband look upon her desire to know her name? So when she went to her husband and asked, so then Mrs. Murthy's husband laughed at her. When she asked him about her name, he did not take it seriously. He wanted her to be called by his name only, like Mrs. Murthy. I am Mr. Murthy, right? So your name will be Mrs. Murthy only. Why you want your own name? So he did not give any importance to her feelings here, if you observe. Next one, third one. Do you notice any change in Murthy, Mrs. Murthy in the first picture and Sharada in the second picture? Yes, that was the thing I was telling you. I have found a lot of difference in being Mrs. Murthy and being Sharada here. After she got her name back, she got her confidence back. After she recollected her name, she felt like a real person because she got her identity and self-respect back. So when she was a housewife, she was different. And after she has remembered her name. She has become a different person. She don't want it to be the same person one more time. Right. The fourth one, if you see here, do you find any similarities between Mrs. Murthy and the women in your family? If yes, list them. Actually, it will be depending on your own opinion. So if yes, list them, they said no. If yes, I'll be telling you the answer here, right here. If no, there will be no other option to write the answer, right? So if yes, I'll tell you. There are so many similarities between the Sharada and the family members of the family. Of our family, not only in our family, but almost in all the families, we can find women like Sharada, because so representing a woman of any class in Indian society, what they do, they will be confined, they'll be restricted to the domestic work like cleaning floors, washing clothes. And then if you see the cooking, looking after the children, looking after his husband, and looking after the family members like that. So I can say that my grandmother was also like that. Not grandmother, great grandmother. I can say that my great grandmother was like that. My grandmother's name I do remember. So maybe my great grandmother was like that, right? So now, why do you think the writer decided to focus on the question of married women's identity? Right. The writer decided here, the author decided here to focus on the question of married women's identity only because she wanted them to live with their own identity and self-respect, as I told you before. She did not want them to confine, to restrict to their homes. She wanted them to be given equal rights, equal respect. She also wanted that they should also assume some responsibility in building the nation. So if you observe now in the present situation and the present society, you can find the women in teaching field. You can find the women in every occupation. Like you can find a woman in doctor field, like every gynecologist. If you see every dentist, you can see almost everybody. The percentage of women working have become more higher than the men working here. So these days, I also find few men sitting at home and doing time pass, right? So not all, everybody. I'm telling you about only few. So don't take it as a controversy right here. So let us go on with the sixth question. Do you really think a woman can forget her name? What do you think if the is the intention of the author right here? So, as per my knowledge, I don't think that any woman can forget her own name, right? So, the intention of the author is just to that the woman should be respected and she should be confined, not to be confined to the domestic work. She feels that women should not lose their self identity. She just gave an example. If suppose this type of things happen, what will be happening? So, you don't think that, wow, can a woman forget? So, this is that an imaginary, and this is just a lesson written by a story written by Satyavati Garu. Okay, so it is her perspective of seeing the world actually. So the last question: which part of the story shows that Mrs. Murthy feels her identity restored, stored or restored here? So in the last part, when you see of the story here, she returned to her husband's house. Now she says Mrs. Murthy feels her identity restored. I can say that because it is clear in her words. From now, don't call me Emoy Gimoy. My name is Sharada. Call me Sharada. Understood? She tells these words to her husband. If you listen to the class carefully, she tells these words. These are the very important things which you have to remember in the comprehension part of the class. All right. I hope you have understood. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to subscribe the channel, do like, share, comment, and thank you for watching this.